I refused to tell my wife how much money my late wife left for our son. I have a 16-year-old son named Jake from my first marriage. My first wife, Emily, passed away from cancer when Jake was 9. Before she died, she got a settlement from the hospital because they missed her diagnosis for way too long. Emily made me promise that most of that money would go into savings for Jake. She also had her own savings account that she wanted added to it, on top of what we had already been saving for him since he was born. She made me swear I would protect it and make sure it was only for him, nobody else. I got remarried 3 years ago to my wife, Rachel. She has 2 kids from her ex-husband, a 13-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son. We also have 2 little ones together, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. When Rachel and I first got serious, we talked about money and saving for the kids. She knew I had always saved for Jake and that Emily had too. We agreed to put away a certain amount each month for all the kids. We've tried to stick to it, but some months we just couldn't. The car would break down or the roof started leaking. Normal life stuff that drains your bank account. Last month, Rachel was stressed out because her ex-husband won't tell her if he's saving anything for their kids. She kept saying she felt like we weren't doing enough for everyone. Then she sat me down at the kitchen table one night after the kids went to bed. "We need to put all the cards on the table," she said. "Let's talk about what each kid has saved up so we can figure out how to make it fair for everyone." I told her I was happy to discuss what I've personally saved for Jake, but I wasn't going to talk about the money from Emily. She immediately got defensive. "Why not? We need to know everything so we can make good decisions." I explained that we don't actually know what everyone has. Maybe her parents are saving for the kids. Maybe her ex has money set aside. We can't control or know all of that. "It sounds like you don't trust me," Rachel said, and her voice got really cold. I asked her why she wanted to know so badly. She said if we knew everything, we could focus more on the kids who have less. Then she said something that made my blood boil. "Our 2 youngest are probably going to have the least saved up. I think we should consider combining all the money and dividing it equally between all 5 kids when they're older." I told her absolutely not. The money from Emily is for Jake and Jake only. That's what his mother wanted. Rachel got really upset and said that's not how marriage works, that we're supposed to be a team and make decisions together. We got into this huge fight where she kept saying I was shutting her out of something important, that she can't be a good stepmom or make smart choices for our family if I'm keeping secrets. I told her it's not a secret, it's just none of our business. "It's not my money and it's not your money," I said. "It's from Emily to Jake, period." She started crying and said I was treating her like an outsider in her own marriage, that I was putting my dead wife above her. Now she barely talks to me and keeps making comments about how I don't see us as a real family. Her parents called me last week saying I'm being unfair to my stepkids by keeping that information private. Even my brother thinks I should just tell her the amount to keep the peace, but I made a promise to Emily when she was dying, and I'm not breaking it for anyone.